Welcome back. I'm joined by Championship correspondent Pascal Lemaire previewing the final game of the season for Wolves and Millwall. Pascal, start with the away side. Relegation to League One now confirmed.
Yeah, they sort of still had a pretty good chance, but Rotherham went into that midweek game, their game in hand. They knew that if they'd win, they'd relegate Millwall and Wigan. And it turned out to be that way, a 2-1 win for the Millers. So Millwall go down. They've been in the Championship for 5 years, but it has been a very disappointing campaign on the whole. It's hard to say that they deserve to stay up, really. So many poor results under Ian Holloway. You'd expect someone. Holloway's got a lot of pedigree in this division, but it never worked out for him there. And he got sacked. Neil Harris, the club legend that he is, the club's all-time top goal scorer. He got a couple of good results, but never quite looked like they'd stay up. I mean, last weekend against Derby, they hosted Derby, one of the top 6 sides in the league, and they were looking really good. They were up 3-1, I think it was, and they had a real chance to win that game. They conceded 2 goals. I mean, the Derby equaliser they conceded, I think it was in the 87th minute, was an absolutely fantastic goal for Jeff Hendrick. Nothing they could do about it, but they had to win that game really to stand any chance, because they knew that Rotherham against Reading, nothing to play for, very poor form. So Rotherham would have always gone into that game as favourites, but yeah, Millwall, they're down now. You look at where they are, 22nd, 41 points. It's just not really enough. They were 19th with 48 last term, so they have dropped a level this season. Didn't really sign many exciting players, and yeah, it's hard to say they particularly deserve to stay up. They've definitely been one of the 3 worst teams in the league this season. And you look at some of the other sides around the bottom 3, you wonder what they're doing there. You look at a side like Brighton, have been a playoff team the last 2 years. Millwall didn't really have that calibre, and it's not surprising to see them go down. And yeah, rebuilding process now for Neil Harris.
Moving on to Wolves, they can still obviously finish in the playoffs, but they need other results to go their way and obviously win this game as well.
Yeah, they have to win here and then hope. Basically, they can't really leapfrog Ipswich. They're 3 points behind Ipswich, but I think their goal difference is 7 worse than Ipswich. They need Ipswich to lose by 3 at Blackburn and then them to win by 4 goals here. So that's unlikely, but they can get in if Derby make a mess of their game. But because Derby's goal difference is so much better, they only need a point against Reading, and as like I just said, Reading have been probably the worst team in the league, arguably, the sort of last month or so. So Derby, you'd expect them to win there, and Wolves' chances of getting in are very, very slim. They need to. They'll certainly. I mean, Kenny Jackett will say that Millwall are down. They've got absolutely nothing to play for. Why not just go and score 6 or 7 against these? And when you've got the likes of Benakofobi up there, Bakary Sacco, there's no. It's not unfathomable that they could go and score a lot of goals. Maybe 6, 7 goals. But Afobe, in particular, he was the match winner again last time against Wigan. That's now 32 goals in all competitions for him this season. And considering how well he's adapted, at MK Don scoring a lot of goals there, he's coming to the Championship. I think it's 13 in 20 since he signed for Wolves. He's really made that step up really well. And even though he only signed for Wolves in January, you wonder if maybe Premier League clubs will be sniffing around him. Still very young. Obviously, he's got the pedigree from being in the Arsenal youth system as well. So it'd be interesting to see if they keep him. It's very unlikely they'll be able to sneak into the playoffs, but if they do, it'd be an incredible achievement. And the reason they're sort of lagging behind a bit is just 1 win in 4 in the recent games. That win over Mill was their first win in those 4 games, and they'd lost 2 and drawn 1. So it was a disappointing way to end the season. But if they can get a win here, I think don't forget they still only came out from League One last year. They romped the League One title last year. They were the best team in League One last year, but they still only came up a year ago. So to get into the playoffs would have been an incredible achievement. But to finish 7th or 8th, wherever they end up, it would still be a decent effort considering they only came up last year.
So it's standard chance they need to win. You think they're going to win, Wolves?
Yeah, I think they'll win, but I can't see them. I mean, they might go and score 5 or 6, and it might get them in if Ipswich really mess up at Blackburn. But for me, I think it's just going to be a fairly comfortable 3-0 win.
So also going for a 3-0 Wolves win.